The Great White North is one of the last untouched frontiers of our world, and the vast expanse of this huge country has revealed many crazy and insane discoveries that rock the world. Get comfortable and grab your popcorn as we dive into disturbing discoveries in Canada that no one can explain. Number 12. World War II bomb. Sometimes the discovery of dangerous objects leads to risky situations. During dredging work for a river crossing in Great Yarmouth, a contractor unexpectedly stumbled upon a 250-kilogram bomb from World War II. This find immediately triggered a response, with the authorities creating a 400-meter exclusion zone and calling in the Army bomb disposal team to deal with the situation. The initial plan was to safely dismantle the bomb fuse using a remotely operated robot. However, things like this do not always go according to plan. On the third day of the operation, the bomb unexpectedly detonated during the dismantling process. Fortunately, the precautions taken minimized the potential damage from the explosion. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident, and the protective barrier built around the bomb purpose effectively. However, it is uncertain whether the robot escaped the detonation unharmed. Moreover, this incident is not isolated. Unexploded bombs have been found in several places and have been treated with caution. In Germany, for example, a recent discovery included a 500-kilogram bomb. Remarkably, it is estimated that more than 400. Number 11. Roman dodecahedra. Strange discoveries often leave us scratching our heads, especially when we find the same objects over and over again throughout history. A good example of this conundrum is the Roman dodecahedra. They are so called because they have 12 flat faces, and they all come from Roman times. Most of them were manufactured between the 2nd and 4th centuries AE, made of a copper alloy. These things appear on hordes of Roman coins, suggesting that they were highly prized objects. But since the first one was found in 1739, no one knew what they were actually used for. These peculiar objects appear in ancient Roman sites all over Northern Europe, and there are plenty of theories trying to shed light on their purpose. Some think they were used as ornaments, or perhaps even as candle holders. After all, some examples have been found with wax inside. Then there is the idea that they could have been used to measure distant things, such as Number 10. This recent discovery has scientists seriously concerned about the well-being of our planet. They stumbled on a secluded island in Trinidad. The island is like a haven for rare creatures, providing a safe space for nearly extinct species, thanks to the lack of human inhabitants. However, it turns out that our human footprint doesn't stop at our doorstep. On this island, where only a few members of the Brazilian reside, researchers stumbled upon a strange blue-green rock that seemed totally out of. Upon closer inspection, they discovered that it was a new type of rock made of plastic. It was like a fusion of volcanic lava and plastic washed downstream. They christened these formations plastiglomerates, and they first appeared in 2014. Number 9. Stoned skeletons. Berlin has its share of intriguing discoveries, and recently, a story that could straight out of a fantasy tale emerged from the legendary city of Pompeii. If you're not familiar with Pompeii, it's the ancient Roman city that faced total devastation from the eruption of Mount Vesuvius some 2,000 years ago. In a matter of 2 days, the city and its inhabitants were engulfed by lava, leaving behind a treasure trove for archaeologists. The latest find there looks like the scene of a myth starring the gaze of Medusa. There were people turned to stone by volcanic lava, and it is as creepy as it is fascinating. Recently, the remains of 2 stone skeletons have been discovered. Experts believe they were an upper-class nobleman and his slave. The older one, number 8, river cubes. Back in May of 2020, a man named Will Reed was busy searching for precious metals in a shallow river in Coventry, England. He was through the sediments, thinking he might find something valuable, when he stumbled upon a bunch of tiny lead cubes in his hands. These cubes were so small that they could be held between thumb and forefinger, and each had intricate symbols and numbers engraved on them in a grid pattern. His room continued to grow, and eventually he found more than 60 of these lead cubes with his 2 sons. They also found some coins punched in them. However, they didn't know what the cubes were. Reed turned to the internet for some answers, and it turned out that the cubes are used in traditional Hindu rituals. The inscriptions on the cubes are astrological, and people use them to ask for some spiritual help or guidance from some cosmic power. In some cases, Number 7. 1,200-year-old marker sport. They have always been a huge success in our entertainment landscape. The thrill of rooting for teams, keeping score, and collecting memorabilia is hard to match. Interestingly, versions of soccer games run with balls and equipment have been around for centuries. Therefore, it may not be too surprising to learn that even ancient civilizations, such as the Mayans, some 1,200 years ago, played sports. Recently, archaeologists made an intriguing find of a round stone tablet believed to have served as a scoreboard in Mexico. The tablet depicts a scene of two men, one wearing a feathered headdress and the other a snake turban, playing a soccer-like game called pelota. The game depicted along the circular border of the tablet, accompanied by hieroglyphs. They are believed to represent markings related to the game. This heavy tablet, weighing over 40 kilograms, was discovered nearly half a kilometer below the surface. It is a reminder. Number 6. Deeper fish. Always, the underwater world is a realm of mystery akin to outer space. Just as there is much to be discovered in the cosmos, the depths of our oceans hold many secrets yet to be unlocked. In an effort to delve deeper into these aquatic mysteries, a team of scientists embarked on a mission to document the deepest dwelling sea creatures. Their strategy is to send unmanned marines armed with cameras and bait into the trenches between Japan and Australia. Descending more than 8,000 meters, these robotic vehicles plunged into a world very different from the dark, cold, and serene one we know. In addition, the water pressure at this depth is a staggering 8,000 times level. Surviving in such an environment requires unique adaptations. Most fish in this habitat share common traits, such as large, dark skin. Number 8. Chili pup. The frozen expanse of the Yukon has been a hotspot of paleontological discoveries, but a miner excavating the frozen landscape discovered something truly marvelous. Beneath the ice, the permafrost has been hiding a wolf pup. Perfectly preserved and almost 60,000 years old, it was the most remarkably intact fossilized wolf ever found, and scientists concluded that this wolf pup was just 7 weeks old. The condition of the mummified pup is absolutely incredible, as all of its body parts are intact, and the only thing missing are its eyes. Scientists were able to determine from the contents of its stomach that it had a diet very rich in fish, but, curiously, this specimen bears no relation to the current wolves that inhabit the Yukon area, which means that the gray wolf population to which this pup belonged was completely wiped out at one point and replaced by another. This remarkable find has provided us with incredible insights into the last ice age and stands out as one of the most spectacular things ever found in Canada. Number 4. Strange spiral in the sky. A few weeks ago, back in Alaska, a group of photographers were out capturing snapshots of the aurora borealis. As they were engaged in their task, a strange baby blue spiral hanging in the sky caught their attention. The sight was so unexpected that some people even began to associate it with space portals and alien invasions or other supernatural. These photographers managed to record a video of the whole thing and wasted no time in sharing it on social media. It went viral in time. But then, before the sci-fi theories could take off, SpaceX scientists with an explanation, it turned out that this whole incident was related to an event that had happened 3 hours earlier in California. SpaceX had launched a powerful rocket, and during launch, some of the was released as it rose into the atmosphere and cooled, which created these frozen fuel crystals that could reflect light in interesting ways. Number 3. Hidden camera in the Pyramid of Giza. Pyramids are, without a doubt, some of the most captivating and enigmatic structures by man. They are known to hold secrets, traps, and treasures, making them a favorite subject of speculation. But even with the iconic Pyramid of Giza, you might think there's nothing new to discover. Well, you'd be wrong. Using advanced technology, scientists managed to uncover a previously unknown 30-foot-long hidden chamber inside the 4,500-year-old wonder. The Pyramid of Giza, is not just any pyramid. It is the last of the original 7 wonders of the ancient world and enjoys immense worldwide recognition. Although hidden treasures have been discovered inside it over the years, recent years have been quiet on that front until modern scanning tools such as infrared, 3-dimensional thermography simulations, and cosmic ray. Number 2. Spaceballs. Stories about strange things falling from space are fairly common, but it's not every day that these claims turn out to be true. However, In recent been some puzzling incidents in which strange objects actually fell from the sky. First, there was such an occurrence in Australia in 2008, and again in Spain in 2000. On both occasions, almost identical spherical objects descended from space and landed in farm fields. What is this? Although these incidents occurred 7 years apart, the looked quite similar. They were like these twisted metal balls with a frayed spiral design. Now, if you were thinking the meteorites, think again. They didn't fit the natural space rock profile. After a good deal of investigation, it turned out they were man-made pieces of space junk. Those things found their way back to Earth after floating around. Number 1. The Dutch warship. In 2019, a team of divers found the sunken remains of an ancient ship off the coast of Sussex. Formerly known as the Eastbourne Unknown Wreck, the remains include cannons, marble tiles, holes in the wood, and fragments of pottery. Through analysis of wood samples, scientists determined that the ship dates to the 17th century, and security measures were put in place to protect the area of artifact theft. Although not gold coins, the artifacts are considered a type of sunken treasure. The ship holds historical intrigue and secrets from the past. After 4 years, researchers identified the ship as a 1656 Dutch warship. Based on wood dating, craftsmanship, and structural analysis, it is likely that the vessel suffered mishaps such as battles, pirate attacks, or natural disasters during its voyage from Italy to the Netherlands. The riddle of the unknown shipwreck is now solved, but much remains to be unraveled. Number 3. Fiery Phantom Quebec. Is it Canada's UFO hotspot? And this recent footage has gone viral, as a French family could not believe their eyes when they saw what we can only explain as a UFO. This is not just any UFO, as the image clearly shows one of the most detailed and highest resolution alien spacecraft encounters ever captured. The object is seen hovering in the air as if exhibiting anti-gravity properties, and we can see no apparent means of propulsion. The strange object emits bright red flashes in the sky, eliminating the possibility that it is any normal aircraft we know of. This eerie encounter takes a turn for the worst when the craft inexplicably catches fire. The craft soon disappeared from our sight, and we have yet to receive any official explanation as to what this strange flying object was, but it is documented in Canadian UFO sighting records. It is one of the spookiest things ever seen in Canada, and this recent footage is one of the most puzzling and mysterious things we have seen in quite some time. Number 2. Astronomical mounds. Deep in the depths of Quebec, there remains a collection of mounds and mysterious stonework that constitute one of the most interesting and bizarre ancient discoveries in the world. The exact age of these stones is not known, but it is known that humans have inhabited Quebec for over 11,000 years. These mounds stand in a small rocky wasteland northeast of Montreal, but it is very likely that they were built during the period when this area was home to the shores of the Champlain Sea. This archaeoastronomical stone circle and pyramidal mound is one of the most interesting places in Canada to visit, and offers a unique window into a long-lost world and an ancient civilization completely erased from existence and lost in time. It is likely that these mounds had cultural significance to the ancient peoples who lived here, and now stand as lonely, overgrown vestiges of a long-forgotten history. Number 1. Canada's Stonehenge. The windswept prairies of remote Canada revealed one of the most magical discoveries, older than Stonehenge, and predating North America's earliest known native civilizations. The Canadian Stonehenge is a set of spiraling rock formations that has been continuously discovered, reused, and abandoned for thousands of years. The Blackfoot natives of the area came to have many myths and traditions regarding these spiritual rocks. But according to these ancient legends, they were built by a people before them. http elos.no is unclear why a nomadic group would need a star temple, but this discovery was dated as the oldest and most intricate stone rings in Canada that some unknown ancient civilization used to keep track of the stars. This prehistoric discovery is at least 5,000 years old, but could be much older. The mystery behind this stone structure has resonated throughout the centuries, and no one can deny the incredible spiritual significance of this ancient site. Thus concludes our whirlwind tour of Canada. And what has been found in the world's second-largest country is absolutely spectacular. We can only imagine what other clues to history lurk in Canada's remote wilderness. But for now, be sure to check out our other stunning videos floating around on screen right now. See you next time.